So I have a question for you, and you're gonna think I'm crazy. He doesn't know it's coming, but one of the things that's interesting to me is when you get irritated.
Yeah, boy.
Sorry, guys. Stuff happens when you get irritated. Processes change or get fixed or something. So my question for you are, what are your top 5 pet peeves on rehab?
One of my top 5 pet peeves.
Yeah.
Like,
Like I'm throwing crapper out the door if I see this.
okay, I do.
It's when I get in the ducking mode when I see it.
Oh, I'm not that bad. Yeah, I do get a little animated at times. Oh man, that was a good one. Not following order. Things happen. Shit's gonna happen. Things are gonna come up we're not expecting.
They're going to get thrown at you.
I don't really throw things at her.
I know.
Things are gonna happen, and there's gonna be times that you do have to repeat a step, or part of a step, and good or bad, I mean, it'll happen. But when it happens consistently, that drives me effing crazy.
So if you see the same thing house after house, even after talking to somebody. So that's number 1.
That's the first one that came to mind.
Okay.
Jerry rigging grounded outlets.
Oh, why would that be a problem? Inspectors aren't going to catch it.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you're talking about jumping it, right?
Yeah. You see it called the landlord special. It's 3-prong, aka grounded outlet in a house, put in a plug tester. It shows that it's grounded. Hey, everything's perfect. But at some point, somebody opens that up. And I had one happen on a house recently. And every other outlet in the room was 2-prong, which tells me most likely not grounded. It only has 2 conductors. But this one had a 3-prong outlet, grounded outlet. So I opened it up. There's a wire running from the neutral to the ground. I'm not going to get into
jumping.
Jumping. I'm not going to get into the science of it and all that stuff. And they're both connected to the same place. Panel, but there is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safety thing. Grounds are there for safety. There's a reason why they're not on every device. Some things have 2-prong power outlets. Some have 3. You know what? If having a 3-prong outlet is that important to, for instance, your tenants, so I have to do the little adapters, spend the $20 effing dollars per outlet and put in GFIs and be safe and don't be a shitty human.
Nice.
You can see some of my pet peeve there. Plus, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. You don't want to hurt somebody, and you definitely don't want that life.
So be a responsible landlord.
Yes.
Okay. So what's number 3?
Here, you know my pet peeves probably better than I do. What's one that you can think of?
Oh gosh. What about when a house is painted and the doors aren't installed?
Well, why does that matter?
I don't know. Will you tell us?
Oh, well, that does make sense. I'm being a smart ass. You have trim around your doors. Now, there could be a circumstance where you ordered your new doors, interior, exterior, doesn't matter. You ordered them and they're on back order, and you want to go ahead and get everything else done. We have a project like that now.
Yeah.
Some doors.
Yep. Historic district project.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Huh.
So we're going to go ahead and move on the rest of the project, and we'll come back and fix those areas we need to put the doors in, finish the trim and whatnot. But generally speaking, you're going to take the trim off when you replace the doors. Your contractors, you may tell them, yeah, save $20, save $40 and get a slab door. You're going to spend way more in labor getting that door to fit and fit right than just getting a pre-on door. 99 times out of 100. To install a pre-on door, you have to take the trim off, either install new trim or hopefully put the old trim back. Well, if they've caulked it, they're now having to re-caulk it after they put it back on. It's just, it opens up a can of worms that you don't need to, and it costs more money, it costs more time, it costs more materials.
So you don't like people having to do the same thing more than once. That's right. What I'm hearing.
That's right. Just like when my kids do the dishes, and then we go to eat dinner, and there's food on the clean dishes. We go, come on, what? Oh, I didn't look at it. I didn't see it.
Yeah, pay attention.
Come do it again right now.
Yep.
Let's do it once.
You're not paying that time. So anyway.
Yeah.
With your kids.
Yep.
Number 4.
We'll say have it outside on the exterior where the public can see. You don't want to bring attention to your house. if people know the house is being renovated, they know there's most likely materials inside. It's probably vacant. You don't want to bring more tension with anybody. So why have garbage and trash?
Well, and you just don't want it to look bad. I mean, that's not very neighborly to have crap.
Right. Yeah. You want to be good to the neighbors. And make it, put a dumpster out. Yeah, that brings some attention, but at least it looks clean. Put the stuff in the backyard. If you have a place in the backyard that's put without being seen, put it in the garage. There's lots of ways to do it, but
not piled up in the front yard.
Not piled up in the front yard. I'll snap a pic and send it to our project manager and
they get it fixed.
Yeah.
So then number 5.
One more aspect on number 4. It's also going to bring more attention to code inspectors. They may, they see a bunch of trash. Okay, this house, something's going on. So they may start looking for things. It just brings more attention. Oh, your grass is a little bit tall. They may not have noticed it, but they noticed this. Not saying don't keep your yards mowed, but
yeah.
Number 5 is a messy job site inside. Number 1, safety. If you've ever stepped on a freaking nail or screw and had to go up through your shoe or your boot, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my God, that hurts.
And that leads to a tetanus shot if you haven't had one in a while.
Yep.
Ooh, those are not fun.
No. But having a messy job site inside, several things. Number 1, safety. Number 2, you lose materials. Things get thrown away that shouldn't have been thrown away. People forget about things. The material may be there, but they can't find it, so they go buy another one. If this is a maintenance person that you're paying by the hour, if you're paying your contractor by the hour, you're now paying them to drive to Lowe's or Home Depot.
Yeah, we threw away a drain at a house last week, actually. So we just bought a new drain. Very frustrating, but just proves your point.
Yep. And it shows disorganization a lot of times. Not all the time. I mean, if you're scraping the popcorn off the ceiling at a house, it's going to be messy for a little bit. And, I'm human just like everybody else. And if I was doing the work, which I have done the work before on our properties, after a long ass day, if I know I'm coming right back to the same thing, I may not sweep it up. So there's some grace.
But you're not going to start the next part of the process without sweeping, is what you're saying.
And I'm not going to have material scattered all over the floor and get stepped on, get ruined. It shows a level of disorganization. If you're disorganized, you're not following a process, you're going to miss things. You're going to have to come back and redo things, or just flat out miss them and end up in a bad spot later, possibly.